Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to We, the Revolution, an upcoming game being developed by Polyslash and published by a company I believe called Clawbaiter or something along those lines. It's an upcoming game that will be launching on Steam on March 21st, so just a couple of weeks away, and it puts you in the shoes of a French justice during the French Revolution. And it appears to be sort of putting you in the shoes of someone who's sort of trying to vie for power, increase their influence, but also, frankly, just survive the French Revolution. This is the second video in a series that is sort of a sneak peek look at this game. And we're using the demo version, the beta version of the game. So this is not the final version. I don't even know if this is the exact order that everything occurs in the game. It kind of just jumped us in here to day 4 in Act 1, so I don't know if we go backwards in time or forwards or how that all works. But we're currently in the second day that we've been playing. We started out on day 4. We had a minor trial. We sent someone to prison, and we are moving into day 2. We have begun a feud with Durel, the head of the National Guard. We just denied him permission to fire on the crowds in Paris, but the reason we denied him that permission is because Robespierre, the head of the French government at this time, is in a sort of struggle against Durel, and we are supporting Robespierre. So hopefully that action is approved by Robespierre. Meanwhile, here we can see Raymond Devoe. The mob wanted to act as both judge and jury again and hang people from the street lamps. Poor Pochard was almost hanged. Pochard? Claude Pochard? Exactly, the beloved tutor of your Friedrich. Friedrich? You had dismissed him after the incident with the oath of the clergy, did you not? What incident? Yeah, Friedrich tells me from time to time that he misses his teacher. So apparently his teacher was dismissed and sent to the clergy. And apparently he was attempted to be hung by the mob. Meanwhile, this is our wife, Alexis Fidel. What are you doing? This trial is about to begin. Or Alexis is our name. Friedrich Fidel is our son. It's about Monsieur Pochard. News travels fast. He's been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him. It cannot be true. This is our wife. Methalude. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Guys, I'm sorry. It can't be true. It's not that easy. Leave us before somebody hears us. Papa, please, go home. Okay, think about the family at least once. Papa! Yeah, I'm thinking about the family. I don't want you or me or our kid to get killed for supporting someone that the mob doesn't like. What's this? No change. Influence points in day 1, +3, 0 reputation, -2 common folk, 0 revolutionaries. Oh wait, no, that's where we are right now. So this is the second trial. The rack plague is still going on. We've sent one person to prison. We haven't sent anybody to death or acquitted anyone. Our relations with the common folk are low at -6, and revolutionaries are -10. Oh, okay, so apparently they didn't like my justice last time. I read the results wrong. The people are calm. We don't know the jury's opinion yet. We do know that the common folk want to execute this individual. We know that the revolutionaries want him sent to prison, and we know that my family wants to set him free. Well, family, I don't want you to die, and I don't want to die. Okay, so he's a clergyman here. Let's see what he has to say. Please introduce yourself. Monsieur le Juge, you know me. State your personal information or there will be consequences. Claude Pochard, Monsieur le Juge. You stand accused of spying for the counter-revolutionaries and criticizing the existing order. Do you admit to these crimes? I'm innocent. The accusation is exaggerated and comes from the ill will of the accusers. Suggesting that the revolution, and this is the prosecutor over here, Anton de Tinville, suggesting that the revolutionary government is acting in ill will, typical of a priest. Yes, during the French Revolution, the clergy was very heavily persecuted by the revolutionaries, who basically pushed back strongly against the French Church and the Catholic Church in France, due in large part to their association with the aristocracy, but also to their large land-owning estates, which could be parceled out to individuals as sort of a way to buy off people and their loyalty for the revolution. Okay, so what is the actual case file? Remember to stay strong in your faith and complete your duties with dignity. Tell how our brothers in faith are... Okay, so this is compiled by Nathan D. Esrif. Treason and counter-revolution are the two accusations. Claude Pochard, a 26-year-old vicar and tutor, son of a cobbler, believes in the Enlightenment ideals. After refusing to adhere to the civil constitution of the clergy, he was removed from his parish, prohibited from carrying out his duties, and sentenced to banishment. Despite this, he stayed in Paris and continued his work as a tutor, which he started before 1789, presumably our tutor. Pochard was captured in the streets by fortuitous circumstances. A guard officer present during his trial a few months ago recognized him and didn't hesitate to act. Following an investigation, Pochard was accused of spying and spreading anti-revolutionary propaganda in order to prepare a foreign intervention that would end the revolution. Corresponding with Archbishop Jean Arsène de Oh, God. Oh, God, guys. I'm sorry. Pochard has been renting from Mary Gimmett and the clergyman for information about the unrest and supporters of the monarchy in hiding. Riches were also found in a golden chalice and reliquatory. All right. So that's page 1, page 2. Wait, no. Moreover, the director of one of the orphanages that Claude taught in testified that the tutor would question the law of the revolution in front of the students, stating that it was less important than the laws handed down by God. Evidence a letter to Claude Pochard. And that's the letter here. Remember to stay strong in your faith and complete your duties with dignity. Tell me how our brothers in faith are doing, as well as the church in these desperate times. Doesn't seem terribly damning. All right, what about our notebook? What's it say here? Wrong notebook. Protocol? No, not this. Actually, wait. No, he hasn't confessed anything. Where am I going? God, I don't even remember. So this is the protocol. All right. So we have all these pieces of evidence. I can use 2 influence to get some help from my mentor. He's a parish priest, but he was banished. No, that's not correct. Okay, that's good to know. He was banished. But tutoring? Yes. Okay, so he's banished but tutoring. So we uncovered that question. Letter from the Archbishop. Maybe tied to... It's either tied to parish priest, church riches, or espionage. Okay, so tying it to espionage. Again, we have to kind of match these up. Kind of like those games where you get all the different shapes and things that you have to try and tie together. And then they kind of go away, and you have to figure out what the right answer is. Banishment could go with either espionage or questioning of the law or spreading propaganda. Espionage makes sense. Banishment could also go with spreading propaganda. Wow, there's a lot of questions pertaining to banishment. Good to know. Tutor. I would think tutor would go with banishment. Questioning the law, maybe? No. Questioning the law could go... Oh, so we can kind of click around. Oh, shit. That was an accident. We can kind of click around. Like, we can see espionage has those as possible answers. Church riches has those as possible answers. Espionage can be either tutor or parish priest. Parish priest can either be tutor, espionage, or church riches. Tutor can either be espionage, church riches, or parish priest. Goodness. So this has to be one of the 2. So one of these 2 is this. Espionage is... Fuck. So it's got to be tutor. Okay. And that means tutor's either those. Shit. Yes. All right. So now we got all of these correct. All questions are unlocked. We got a lot of questions we can ask. The accused travels extensively around the Paris department. To what end? So each of these questions will influence the jury in one of the directions. So each question influences the jury to either to whatever the icon here that we ask. So essentially, if we choose a question, it will influence the jury to do one of these three things based on the icon of the question. So we can kind of steer the court in a direction that we want it to go in, because we don't want to anger the jury, but we also don't want to anger the common people. And that's kind of where the strategy of this game comes in, is now that we have all these questions, we need to decide, where do we want to steer the jury? Do we want to steer the jury more to prison, toward execution, or toward letting them go? Well, my family wants me to let them go. If we let them go, we're going to piss off the people. But there's a lot of questions that are peaceful. There's also several that are more executionary. The accused travels extensively around the Paris department. To what end? I teach wherever I can find students. Without which you receive gold from your fellow compatriots abroad. He travels around France to spy on people. That's what the crowd says. The only money I see comes from my student caregivers. It is not all that immodest. So where did the riches found in your room come from? There were liturgical accoutrements. I saved them from the plunder of the church and the compounds. I'd rather go hungry than sell them. Fanatic, thief, follower of superstition. What do you teach? Reading, writing lessons. So what do you accuse children? Blah, blah, blah. There's a misunderstanding. The children I teach are unable to understand such complicated matters. The accused explanation further incriminates him. They are unable to understand the topic. Why would he even discuss it at all? The church spread ignorance and takes our money. I was only answering questions from the directors of the orphanage in Gubernance. I said that God's law stood above my banishment. Okay. So the jury hasn't yet rendered an opinion. The populace is getting a little bit more irritated, though. Help others. Your knowledge is Catholic propaganda. I prefer the term Catholic values. So the jury is very much of the opinion that we should let him go now. The populace is obviously getting a little bit more upset, but they're still calm. So if we go to the report here, what do we say? Did the defendant confess to the crime? No. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? No. Did the witness confirm the charges? Yes, I guess. What were the valuables? I think it was a reliquary. Let's see. I don't want to ask more questions that'll change the jury's opinion, but I also don't know. We also don't know what the witness Marie Gimmet will say. Summon the witness. What's your name? Mary Gimmet, Monsieur Le Juge. Was the witness aware that she was renting a room to an unsworn Catholic priest? I can ask one of these two questions. Meaning, did he receive many letters? I don't remember any letters with his name. I don't remember anybody visiting him at all. He wasn't there most of the time anyway. He just used the room to sleep. Where would he go? I don't ask my guests questions about these things. Did he ever question the revolution? The economy, teaching, can't read it right. Did he ever question the law? Maybe he did. One evening he complained that the law didn't work. That a smart person would send all the kids to school, and by force if needs be. Priests lectured our nation for 1,000 years, and nothing good came of it. He's right. They gave us nothing more than hunger and disease. Okay. I only want a decent universal education for the youngest. The criticizing the revolution, one of our slogans is equality. So the jury is still of the opinion that he should be acquitted. Even more so now that the witness came in front. The populace, however, is starting to get anxious. They're starting to get more worked up. Which is, again, if we go all the way to the top here, then the populace gets really angry. And they do things that we may not be able to control. So that's good to know. Where are the traders? I don't even know who he was corresponding with. When and where did the defendant corrupt the people of Paris? Orphanage. During arguments, no. Forbidden masses of the children at orphanage. I think it was reading and writing lessons, is my understanding. I don't remember. I don't remember any letters. I don't remember any visiting. Where would he go? I don't ask my Goshen questions. Once he said instead of beheading, okay. Maybe he did. He complained that the law didn't work. Okay. Help others. Literal accoutrements. I don't even know. So how do I know? It doesn't. What were the valuables? A golden chalice and a requiem? I don't know. A golden platter and a censer, a procession and cross and stoop? I don't know. It doesn't tell me. I can ask him more questions, but then it's going to make him more likely to be executed. All of these are going to make him more likely to be executed. I guess I'm going to ask him how much he earned for his... What's the stipend? 2 francs a week, but most people give me food instead. Bread, butter, sometimes wine. Does it bother you that the poor people have to take food from their children to give to you? Of course it bothers me, but I have to eat too. He keeps gold under his bed and still takes food from the poor. Where does the gold come from? It's not your fellow conspirators abroad. Of course not. It belongs to the parish in Copans, which is currently under my care. The gold is not my property. Okay. People are still anxious. So he earns 2 francs per week. So we know that. I guess a golden chalice and a requiem seems like the most likely outcome. I don't know where that's located. What are the other questions? Did you stay in France despite being banished? None. I have no connection with the Archbishop. Why would I be interested in a parish priest's help? We have it in our files. We received your instruction from the Archbishop. Pope's dog. Behead the traitor. Simple letter, not instructions, and it's not from the Archbishop, but from my parish priest in Compans. I only know that he planned to leave for Switzerland. He may have changed his mind. What a coincidence. Archbishop currently resides in Switzerland. Indeed, it's a coincidence. Many clergymen reside in Switzerland. Who believes that? Oh boy. The jury's opinion has changed to prison. The people are anxious. So Switzerland, I believe, is the answer to this. Oh boy. I think I have no choice but to issue a verdict of prison. This will make the revolutionaries happier with us. It will make the common folk less happy because they want us to execute them. But my family will be really pissed. If I quit, people will be really angry too. So we're going to go with prison, and we're going to go ahead and sign that. At least I saved your life, good sir. I did not have you killed. I saved your life. My family will be upset, but at least I didn't execute you. So we'll go ahead and sign that. We'll see how many of these we got right. I sentence citizen Claude Pochard to prison. Lead the condemned out. He saved the priest. He showed mercy to an enemy of the revolution. Clearly members of the peasants. He ought to have been killed. I have nothing else to say. 6 out of 7, though. Good job. The only thing I was wrong is his act was apparently counter-revolutionary in nature. I did make the revolutionaries... I don't even know how to read this graph. Like, I assume if I go to the right, it increases my risk of being removed from office. But the common folk, I don't know. I don't even know. My positive influence over the jury, though, went up. Prosecutor, no influence. All right. So we'll see what my family thinks of this, though. They're probably not going to be happy that I sent our former tutor to jail. But again, I didn't have him killed, folks. You can at least be happy about that. Is this me walking down the street reading a book? Yes, I love myself a good story, a good yarn. Oh my goodness, there's his feet! What just happened? Did someone, like, punch the book out of my hand? I don't understand. Who's hanging? Traitor. So, someone just got hung in the streets. I don't know who got hung. I don't think that's me. Oh my god! One fuel spilled out one word too many. The other fired a musket. Oh god, they fought for freedom. Holy hell! Each for their own? So is this because I didn't order the National Guard? The man who was forbidden to shoot. Commander Burrell paid the highest price for our decisions. The defender who kept watch over the ordinary citizen was denied the right to protect himself. Whether I want it or not, his death is my fault too. It's okay, Burrell. That's one rival out of my way. We made a nice profit. There was a chance of prosperity. Why would Renard family want to take one of your own? Off your shop, Grandpa. For profit and power, it's always the same. It's no different in these times. Today's about equality, so that not only the aristocrats can live with dignity. Grow up, boy. I only saw the truth when they attempted to sentence my son, your uncle, to death. It suddenly dawned on me that I only have things that mattered were power I could never had. You wanted to be righteous while the injustice spread like plague. You should not be sorry for that. No, I'm not, but I'd rather your brother had lived, so I had 2 sons. All right. You have a brother, Daddy? Where is he? He died a long time ago, before you were born. Why did he die? Ooh. Do not talk so much while eating. Oh, boy. Your uncle went to war and died in battle. Your generation will soon realize the extent of the damage we inflicted upon the world. In the past, decent people like Pochard never had to worry about our courts or tribunals. But now, do you even consider what the possibility that Pochard was guilty? No, not Mr. Pochard. He was no more guilty than any of us. Son, keep an eye on the Renards. Okay, so good to know. The family's not terribly thrilled that Pochard is in prison, but at least he's not dead. I mean, I'm not upset that Burrell is dead. He was our enemy, right? Activity report, diplomat. Improve standing with faction common folk, okay. Enemy diplomat. Attack the enemy agent. There's an enemy diplomat in our zone, in our sector. We are going to take this guy down. Okay. Let's increase my influence over this district. I think these two districts are mine, so I'm going to try and increase my influence over this district. Meanwhile, the northern edge of France is still rioting and in flames, but there's enemy diplomats that have started to show up on the strategic map. Notifications, reputation +5, common folk -3, revolutionaries +4, and influence +0.2. Day 6, Liberté. We have another trial in front of us, my folks. The common folk again want the death penalty. The revolutionaries want acquittal. Raymond Devoy. The people are so angry and scared they expect someone to be punished for this tragedy. Your name? Marie Lortel, Monsieur the Judge. Do you build houses? That's right. I've earned my living from my construction and renovation for many years now. Did the floor collapse because of your mistake? I don't know. I have worked at many houses since then. The children are dead because of you. Let me just say that I always build the best work I can. So apparently there was a house that collapsed, and the question is whether the builder was negligent and should be punished accordingly. A tragedy occurred in one of the tenements by the Seine, near Pont Neuf. The fourth floor collapsed. The tenants, horrified by the crash and ubiquitous dust, ran outside. Only after a few minutes did some of the braver men run upstairs and look for survivors and remove the corpses. Rubble and timber buried 2 families. 12 people. 3 children managed to survive by hiding beneath a wooden table. Neighbors dug them out and carried them to the Hotel Dieu. We cannot comprehend what the orphans are going through, and they have not eaten or spoken for 2 days. The owner of the house testified that he had ordered the construction of an extra floor a few years back. Works were supervised by architect Marie Lortie. The National Guard found the architect, who was also the construction foreman, at the address given by the owner. He was not supervised when the gendarmes knocked at his door, and he did not resist when they handcuffed him and took him to jail. Okay. Collapsed floor. Additional floor. No, incorrect. Incorrect link there, too. So this one has to be owner of the house. Owner of the house can be collapsed floor, corpses, or crowded flat. Crowded flat can also be any of the remaining. Corpses can be any of the remaining. Collapsed floor can be any of the remaining. So how am I supposed to identify what's what? Okay. God damn it. Alright, so it's got to be that. So we got that, and then we know these two have to go together. Alright, so that was easy enough. There's not that many... Oh, wait. And that. So there's not that many questions in this one. This is a little bit more of a straightforward thing. Did you talk to the tenants? The ones that pulled the victims from... They came to me in the night angry and hurt. I understood their pain, as I too have children. Answer my question. Did you talk to them? No, I was forced to hide inside my house and close the window shutters because they were throwing stones. So the building collapsed because of your mistake, and you did not even have the courage to talk to the victims. I'm a coward. I know. How did they know where to go? I don't know. Only the owner of the tenement knew my address. I am not going to call a witness. I need to earn the loyalty of the common folk. The revolutionaries have started to warm to me, but the common folk have not. You know what that means. I mean, I didn't hear any complaints. I mean, I need more information. All right, let's at least hear what the witness has to say. Okay. Were they complaining about anything? Squeaky floors, but that's not unusual to squeak, so what? I planned to, but the tragedy happened before I was able to. Thank God he was able to take their money. Okay. Alright, so people are still calling for the execution. So they complained about squeaky floors. Addition of new floor, yes. I mean, I don't know if he can... You know what? I need to appease the common folk. The jury wants death. I'm sure the prosecutor wants death as well. We've got to balance out these two folks, and I don't want to get the common folk to kill me, so this will only hurt our revolutionary anger a bit, and it'll help our common folk being much more happy with us, very much. Much more happy with us, very much so. The butcher strikes again, folks. I'm not sure how many of these I got right. So far, both my cases have gotten all but one right. Architect Lorty shall be punished for the terrible tragic death of 2 families by guillotine. Long live justice! I only got 2 out of 5 correct. But the jury likes me. No influence on the prosecutor. Influence goes down 1, reputation goes down 2. We shall see the result of the trial. Oh boy, maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. Earn the favor of the crowd by delivering a speech or proceed directly to the execution. Remember, once you start your speech, you can't back out. An awkward or clumsy speech will earn you nothing but ridicule from the audience. You can forego the speech and immediately order the convict to be beheaded. Depending on your reputation, the crowd will either be more or less aggressive. You have limited time for your speech before the crowd starts losing their temper and reputation is damaged. Calling the guards might save you from being attacked by an angry mob. Should I speak to the common folk or just kill them? Speak to the common folk. Let's see what it looks like. Prior to persuading, you may explore different approaches to all topics and conversations. At the end, you will receive an evaluation of your strategy. Prepare my strategy. All right, we're just going to go aggression all down the line. We'll see what happens. The guillotine would almost be a pardon. Should we torture him? Murderers, traitors, deceivers, you have to eliminate them or innocent lives will be in danger. You have paid with the blood of your freedom. Do not hesitate to ask the same price for their deeds. Alright, so they weren't upset by me, I guess. Is this justice? Will someone punish the owner of the house? Pull the rope. Ah! Oh god, I'm a murderer. I've done it. I've done it. Oh boy. Got real quiet real fast. He is ours. There can be no more demeaning experience for the people of Paris than the escape of the king. He escaped, slipped right from their hands, and the revolutionaries now seem so feeble and weak. The people were like a child that could easily be duped by anyone. However, the Republic quickly composed itself thanks to the simple postmaster, who was able to catch those escaping to Montmedy. This is where the magic of the revolutionary truly shines. A simple citizen leading to the fall of a monarch. You will have a chance to serve the Republic as well, for the king will face the tribunal tomorrow. You will choose how he will be remembered, as a traitor and a coward or as an unlucky statesman. If it were for the prison guards to decide, there would be only one outcome. Should we allow the guards to rough up the king in prison, or should we leave him alone till the trial? Leave him alone till the trial. We can go to a gambling den, or we can go to the map. Let's go to the map. So our guy's battling here. We have gained control over this region here in the south. Huzzah! So the Bruiser defeated an enemy agent, a diplomat, and we upgraded a district. District 5 has been fully upgraded. Okay. So now you're going to move into the next district, and you're going to increase my influence over this district. Meanwhile, you are going to attack the enemy agent. Looks like someone with a dagger. Day 7. So I think, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here on the verge of the trial of the king. And we will pick this up next time. This appears to be the king in front of us. But that will be that will be for our next episode. Let me know if you'd like to see us accuse and convict the King of France and see where this game continues to go. Currently, I think we're doing reasonably well. Everybody seems to be united around wanting to execute the king, so we'll have to see how this all plays out. But guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our look at We the Revolution, a upcoming strategy game that puts you in the shoes of a French justice during the French Revolution. We are currently playing the beta and the demo of the game. I'm not clear on if this is just a beta or if it's actually a limited demo. It's not totally clear to me. The copy I have says it's a demo, but it's treated in Steam like a beta. So just remember, everything you're seeing here may not fully reflect the end product, just because, you know, this may not be exactly how everything's all laid out or positioned or the order or anything like that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you're enjoying this series. Let me know your thoughts below as always, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, Vive la France, vive la Révolution. I have really bad accents. Sorry for that, guys. Anyway, till next time, I'm out.